Good afternoon, everyone. So here is me with the HDI 7-inch screen Aquaview. I'm going to do like a lot of people are doing and turn it into HD recording. I have started taking the screws apart for the actual camera and stuff itself. Have some Velcro that I'm going to do like a lot of guys are doing. I've got a pretty good size 512 SanDisk Extreme Pro for my recording, and it's going to go on the AverMedia HDMI in 4K in many ports in and out to use as a recording unit. I'm going to Velcro that right onto the deal, onto the camera back itself. So I thought I'd take some segments here. I also have my 12 volt to 5 volt converter. Comes with your positive negative leads and has two USBs that I will be able to use for charging and or power plug-in right for the AverMedia. And bonus HDMI short cable that came with this will plug from the unit over here to the back of the AverMedia. So what I'm doing is I'm taking it apart. I have all the screws loose. I did it by hand. I didn't want to use a drill just because, you know. So all the screws I'm going to set over there. I'm going to try to do this a little bit with one hand here for everybody. And we'll do some different segments as I work and we'll clip them together. But yeah, I have a Dakota lithium battery, 12 volt, 10 mAh coming tomorrow. Today is Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, should be here. I'll be able to finish it, but I picked up some stuff. I was out of all my connectors and solderless connectors and Molex clips and all that. So I've got quite an assortment of different stuff that I'm going to need. Shrink wrap and a little tiny flamethrower here for the shrink wrap to do it right and waterproof. And the holes I drilled to get my wires to come through, I'm going to finish them off with the silicone here for outdoor, just for something. It's winter. I probably have something better, but well, silicone, and they've already got a breathing hole or whatever and stuff there or whatever, so I don't think we have to worry too much. But yeah, so first we're gonna start with taking the cover off here. So let's see. I mean, we've got it loose already, so the cover's already off. It's already loose. We're gonna lose screws over here. So lift this up gently. And it's pretty easy how they have it hooked together. You may see screws fall out the side or not. I don't know. They have their own fuse on board there, which is good. And wow, they actually have some clips on here as well. So that's kind of handy too. Looks like they had planned for somebody else to come in here and do something, right? So yeah, actually, if Dakota Lithium battery comes with their charger, and they have the pigtails as you see here. So these clips here on top, they actually have, you see a clip sticking up here. So if Dakota Lithium comes and they have, I'm going to get this up in view here, and they have clips sticking up like this, then I'll be able to plug these into that one and still put these solderless connectors right on the end here. Like this. On these wires, and then just plug it straight onto that, and I'll have my triple connection. I can bend them all flat. You know, put a little silicone or something to keep it waterproof, but I do have some waterproof rubber ends, which I'm surprised Aquaview didn't use. So like this here. I'm trying to get it to focus here. Sorry about the bright light and some of the setup stuff here real quick. We're making adjustments on the fly here a little bit. I'm going to darken it there just a little bit there so things will focus better. So these are these shells for the solderless connectors. And then like I said, I've got also some silicone here, some DAP, 100% that'll work. Yeah, I'm sure you could use anything like that, but I like Gorilla Glue and Gorilla products a lot, but this is what I have right now without having to run down to the garage. And this will work, and it's a clear. So I do believe it's a clear. Yep, it's a clear, so that'll work better. So we've got to do a lot of things yet, drill a hole in the top, etc., stuff like that. But we'll get it done here. We'll try to get it done and see. And I'm going to first probably remove this battery here. After I tested the camera, it does work. So it's pretty easy to just take these clips off like so. Yep, like that. Oh. And then that way she's free and clear. I'll just set this back. You can see the screws in there. I'll probably dump these screws out. I'll charge it for that battery. It'll be here. You won't be able to use the charger that came with their internal system anyway. You'll have to charge your battery directly from things. So yeah, we can tip her up here and try to slide that out. And here's our rubber grommet, which will go back on too when we're done here in a moment. Put them like that. And yeah, we'll just kind of flip this over. I'm going to leave the camera right here in the way. Some people, oh, it's in the way. Not really. I'm just going to leave it right there like that. I'm going to tip this out. So there we go. So now we have our factory battery out, which is lead acid, which weighs quite a bit here. I don't know. It's got to weigh more than 5 pounds, this one. That explains the enormous weight I've been carrying in this thing for the last couple times around the house. So here's the factory battery out. And yeah, lead acid. So it was almost fully charged. So 2021-06. So June this is from. So we'll do this video, like I said, some different days. You might see some different lighting. Just, what do you say, from, you know, who must have had older gen HDI 7 Aquaviews, because this is like, yeah, very easy to work with here. Easier than what I thought. So, yeah. This is waterproof as well, but I'm probably going to, I wasn't going to just lay it in on top of the battery, but now that I see the setup, I probably am going to. But I want to see, make sure my direction is right. So, yeah, so the hole I'm going to be coming out, excuse me, it's going to be on that side right there. So we're going to be putting a hole in right over here, just wide enough to fit one of these through at a time. Then I can get 2 through, and then the charger, the quick connect charger cable that comes with, you know, can't really see it. I can move it into the other end of the quick charger. Excuse my reach here. So the other end of the quick charging cable. Get this fixed here. So like this for the Dakota Lithium. The other end like this will stick out the same hole too. So I guess I've got to measure and double check here. Looks like it's the same thickness. I'll drill one hole that's only this big, square to fit through. Yeah, that'll work. So this is going to be a lot quicker and a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So, but the only thing is this has to sit like this till we get the battery and plug everything in. So I'm hoping the Dakota Lithium's charger quick connect actually has some Molex on top too, because that's very handy to have right there, seeing that now. So yeah, so not a whole lot I'm going to show in this segment until I get the other stuff and get it fully done. So yeah, let's jump in here and see our different sizes here, what I actually want to do and don't want to do. I can actually use this battery as a test to make sure these connectors plug on how we want them. Some are wider than others. So I think I've got some new style here. So yep, they're going to go right on nice and tight. So pretty easy job, not to worry about that. Okay, so yeah, nice. So we've got some red blades and we've got some blue ones here, and I don't know the exact millimeter measurement on them. Here it says, so that's just your gauge and rating, so not a big deal there. But I think it'd be nice to have you know, not that a guy's gonna make a big mistake on it, but yeah, they already have it all ready to go for a guy, so it's pretty nice how this connector came. So pretty simple here, pretty simple. Save some space and color code them here, color, you know. So this is going to be pretty easy compared to what I was expecting. So yeah, so it's not going to take much at all. There, so there's one crimped onto our deal. Yep, he's good to go. So really going to be easier than I thought it was going to be. So that's really good. Yeah. And I might as well use a new one compared to an old one. Throw him in there. So basically you're just putting solderless connectors on, making it pretty easy. I always like to check myself to see how far the wire comes through. See, like that one snuck through there. And in this case too, I think I'm going to actually use another red one because it fit pretty perfect for this little one here. So I'm actually going to use two red ones. Not exactly color coding that you want, but better fitment, a tighter fit. So we're going to do it like that. Let's see if I can actually line them up a little bit here so how they come out, so they are already pre-stressed the way they need to be. So yeah. So one down like that, and then I always do a double to make sure she's on there good. If it feels a little wiggly, then I'll hit it again here real quick. Yeah, just to make sure. I like to have it so she's not, no movement on the wires is a good thing, because then that means you're not going to get great contact. But it looks like this will work just fine how it is. I should have done it flat, but I didn't quite do it flat there. So we'll see if we can cheat a little here and tweak it to the side. Looks like we did without ripping it. And if I rip it, I'll just make another one. Okay, so shade tree wiring there. So those are ready to go. So it's pretty much, and like I said, these will go onto those. And if I have, you know, the only thing I'll try to do is get my hole drilled and get this put in here in a way that's gonna actually work. So I've got to figure out what I'm gonna do here. So, because when that's back flipped over, positive side is that way, negative's far. So yeah, I just got to figure a way to get this guy up in here as well, stored. And these guys will feed right out the hole there. So that's a pretty good deal, but I can't do a whole lot more until the battery comes. So let's set him there until I see what we've got for connections on the Molex connector. For now, we got it started, we got it opened up anyway, and it's going to be a pretty easy whole project the way it looks here. Back here to work on some more when I get time around work. The Aquaview HDI 7-inch monitor underwater viewing system, and I'm going to add a 12 volt to 5 volt converter, which is this right here, CPT. It's on Amazon. I'll put links when I get time on there, but they're on a lot of other people's channels, so you'll see links and stuff too. So yep, so like I said the other day, we've gotten the two positive negative connectors on. I've got my two things here. In the background you can see my hole here I drilled. We'll have pictures in the video with showing me using a Dremel and a knurling guide. So then that way, when it comes out of here, they'll fit right in and have room for the cables beside and the charging cable. And then I'll use some silicone. I'll use some silicone here. Sorry about the lighting. That's all I've got to work with right now. You can use Gorilla anything you think, or make like a little cover, a fancy cover or something. But I want mine to be tight with no chance for water to get in there. After all, factory, they don't have any breather to the original battery anyway. I don't know how much the converter would give off for any kind of heat. I don't think it's going to be much, if anything. Not enough to worry about. But anyway, so we have our hole cut. The mess vacuumed up. I didn't feel like you needed me to film that for you to see all that. The drum was put away. So I want to just make a note for people that when you drill this hole, if you're going to do it, you got to be in from this line. This line is where they have a rubber gasket. When I pull this lid off, that goes around. And the side to the edge in here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. But I'll try to get you so you can see it here. So you can kind of see along in there where I'm just flush with, I'm flush in there with where my narrow bit came. So you want to be careful because there is, again, you can see the rubber seal down there. So sorry I'm a little close there, but you can see the rubber seal there. So you want to be careful with that. And that way you'll have room to get your wires out. Yeah, my hole didn't go as great as I had planned. I'm usually better at it, but well, you know, so it's in there, and the silicone that's going to take up the excess. I'm going to have these two cables are going to be coming through here. I mean, and the charging cable, which could be thick, a thick square end. So you don't know how much room I need. And that way I'll have like a little whip and smooth it over in my hand, the silicone. I can stay there, and the cables can be out. I'll actually do a mock mounting of this in the Velcro tonight too. Here, the Aquaview 4K. So again, I apologize for the lighting, but this is your device. You can get, and it's so weird because it wants to film with everything the words backwards. So it's Aquaview. I don't know why it's filming that way, the way it's filming. But yeah, so you can get this on Amazon. I think I paid like $139. And it's actually going to fit right on the back here. Right along here at Velcro. And have everything plug into it. So I can record stuff. So, well, let's do this here. What we're going to do tonight here, we're going to see if I can use this silicone. Once it's, I think it's going to dry and hold my piece in place what I want. So we're going to flip off the lid here. Let's bring him over. And my Dakota lithium battery, because of recent weather here, we had 70 mile an hour winds today, which is going to be like 30, 40 below tonight. If you look at my other video that's on there about me doing some training videos for work and stuff with the loader, you'll see that it's pretty windy out and stuff, and so the battery isn't going to be here till Monday now. I was hoping that battery is going to be here today so I could wrap this all up. So needless to say, when I go fishing this weekend, there will be videos with the Garmin Live Scope possibly, or just some fish. We'll see how cold it is and things too. I do go. It doesn't bother me. I have clothes, but the camera won't go with. I did test it out with their factory stock way over here. Their lead acid core battery. The camera works fine. So we just want to basically get this prepped as much work as I can get done, and hopefully when the battery comes, just kind of run that final cable in, plug and play. I did buy some Molex connectors. You can see they're like a double, if the focus will be there. And now they are the same size. Now I got these on Amazon too. So I can't remember again. When I get time, I'll post the links for all this stuff. They are the same size as the old-fashioned speaker connectors. They're the same size, so trying to compare so you can see that. It's not so, yeah. These Molex connectors are really handy. You can kind of put them in the light here, as you can see, kind of like. But So in the event, like now when I flip this case open here, see, so I'll show. So in the event, these are called solderless piggyback spades connectors, and they have the extra back on them, so you can plug two devices into one connection here, see? So trying to get a good angle so you can see that. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to fit our piece in here and just kind of test fit with the wires out and see where it's going to end up the most comfortable. I was doing this the other way around. I think I will do that again, and we'll flip it around here to get a better access to this, and then it'll help me to let's prop it up here a little bit, whatever I can do here to get it propped, but just for now. But yeah, then I'm not fighting this cable either, because the couple of times I've test fit some stuff, it's been a real pain with this rubber grommet. But you can see this rubber grommet here now, this comes on and off. So, and it's got little indent nubs here that go into little holes, so fitment is crucial. You want to make sure that's in there and all your holes, and I've had to do a couple of times of coming back in and double checking my make sure it's flush and line up my holes before you screw in. And like I said again, my hole here that I knurled over here, that comes out just perfectly flush on the side of this, because you can see the thickness here. You do have a little bit of a thickness here. I don't know, quarter maybe, 3/8 probably for thickness. So you got to take that into account when you drill that hole. See, I was just beside the shell here, so the cavity here. So you want to make sure you are not drilling through here from the top or whatever, or reverse. I mean, you could always come from the inside out. I didn't. I used the speed bit like I showed in the pictures. I used the speed bit and got down to my hole size relatively quickly, and then used the Dremel tool with a knurling bit, which was made for wood, but it works. Also, another tip for you engine enthusiasts out there: instead of the Chevy quick connect for their coolant lines, just don't even worry about that spacer tool to try to get them off, because they can be a real pain. Just get yourself your Dremel out with your knurling bit, and just three-dimensionally cut it like into a pie. You know, it's circular, so cut it at different angles into a pie, and then when you go, it'll come right off without damaging the ring that's built into the aluminum tubing for the radiator fluid there that goes down to the heater core and all that. So that's a lot easier. I mean, you'll be done in like 5 minutes half the time. Put a rag down, catch all the crap that the knurling from the plastic makes, little slivers and hairs and crap from the plastic, and it's so much easier to take that rag and throw it away and be done with it. And then your brand new coolant line just snaps right in place. Thought I would share that because the Dremel has saved my butt a lot of times here now. So, you know, it's just quite something else here. I'm going to try to adjust this so I can get you guys a little better view. Just a little bit here of what's going on. Let's put her there and we'll tip her down a little bit here. So, like I said, I am just kind of trying to get ready for that. And I think I can have most of my work done. Like I said, we want to test fit this and see where it's going to go. I had thought about getting fancy and trying to use some little screws to tighten this in, but again, when the thing comes, I've got to be able to, it's got to fit in here too. So I think going the other way, and actually I was upside down, is what I'm going to do, because then these line up, negative and positive lines up the other negative and positive, and you can kind of fit this in here like this. And what I'll do for now is I'll actually get these out of the way. I think earlier generations didn't have this nice a setup in here with these wires and such. I don't know. I guess I'd have to go back and look at some of the older videos and see. Let's just kind of anchor him back there like that, and it gets him out of my way for now. And then I'm actually going to get these wires down into that grommet that'll hold. This will help hold it in place. And then this will be able to do the batteries and curl up in there too as well. But I will, that'll just help prevent in case something comes loose on the outside and something gets jerked around. Hopefully, you know, it doesn't too much. So I think I like where that's at. And then when the other ones come back, I'll make room so it can kind of, you know, I think I'm just leave it right there. Something that'll fit right in there just like that, I think. So I think, and that way when I do the batteries and we flip her down, it won't matter. So like I said, for now, so what we'll do is we can feed our two. It'll be one at a time, so we'll feed our long one through there from behind, and we'll actually feed our other one through. Because I want to try to be a little bit anal about keeping these wires, because I've got to fit the charging, the quick connect charger coming from Dakota Lithium's battery as well. So if I can make things comfortable in here, it makes more room for everything. And yeah, and again, so I might even put a dab on this rubber grommet to hold it in place. Who knows? But I think that's pretty good like that. I think what I want to do, I hate to put silicone on the back of the sticker, but it'll be upright that way. And I think, you know, what I want to do is just lift him up, and I don't even think I'm going to use a lot, just some. I think it'll help hold it in place. Let's use this guy to kind of help hold him up out of the way here. Let's see how much I got to do to get this stuff to flow too. This is a clear. You can use, I'm sure inside here you can use whatever color you'd like. No one's going to see it, but I'm going to use this on my top as well. My assistant here to help hold this back. There you go, because I want to just put a little dab to get it to hold. Just kind of all smear it around. And I'm sure it'll squirt out as I push down. Okay, just a second. It'll probably be a lot of excess, but let's put him just a second here, because I'm going to use it on top too if it's going to work, but hopefully that'll hold it. Hopefully this will hold it in place a bit. You know, we'll find out. Hopefully, you know, it's going to squirt out the sides, we know that, but that's what we planned for too. I got to make sure it's not going to hit there, so maybe I can move it a little bit away. So this will have to cure that part. So we've got a good suction on there. It's no different than they do on the motherboards or the stuff coming from China, where they just push it down so it squirts out all sides, and then you get your coverage and your holding and stuff. So I'm hoping that when this dries like that, it'll hold it in place and also clear my, it looks like I have just enough room for it to clear, I think. So we're going to leave that in there for right now. We'll come back in a bit when this is cured, and we'll start working on the top again. It's just going to be kind of one of those things, you know. That's on there pretty good. I'm testing it. It's pretty good. I guess I've got a flashlight here to kind of help shine so you can see what's going on here. So I had just stuck, like I said, I just put a big dab of silicone basically underneath, and then you can see it got coverage coming out all sides, so that's going to hold it in there real well. So then I won't have as many wires back and forth on stuff, so we'll be good to go there. So just moving the camera, trying to get you guys a view of what exactly we're doing here. So sorry about all the bobbling of the camera here, but our inside for a battery, and so that'll stick like that, and that'll hold itself in place. Then when I put the other wires back down there too, those will flow. So we can move these guys kind of back into place here, how they were. We have the positive one here first, and that's fine. And I can actually stick him in some of the goo, but that's going to have to close down too once we get the battery stuff back on. And then the black wire there too. So there, they had, this is way better than what some of the early gens I think were. Because they actually have a, let's leave him up a little bit here for clearance, but I think we'll just leave these guys out until this dries more solid to take pressure and keep pressure away from it. So let's get them back out. A little bit of goo on the bottom there, but well, at least the black lead anyway. Let's get him out of the way. Yeah. And the red lead will have to wipe some off here, I see, but that's fine. So the red lead can stay like that. It'll flex when I go to do it or whatever, so that's fine. We'll wipe some off here. There we go. It's not meant to be 100% perfect, just enough to get everything in here nice. So if I have to take the cover off again, I don't have to worry about getting the leads back and everything nice and kosher. But yeah, we don't need excess anything on the leads here. So we'll come back with another segment here. We'll let this cure, and it gives me more time to do it a little bit more proper to make it last longer, like I'm doing since the let's get him like that. Yeah, that's a lot better. Since the battery's not here yet anyway. So, alright, for now, we'll come back with the videos when we pick up where we left off.